Hello YouTube and welcome to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, site to race number 21 of the 2008 NRSL Hooters series, and alongside me today is Stephen Paul III.
Hello, guys.
On the front row today we have second in points Oriole Pollard starting alongside the Orlando winner Brian James. Zachary Fitzwater, a winner a couple weeks ago, will start alongside Sam Young in row 2. Paul Swanson, Zach Flickinger looking to get the season rolling here for him. He'll start in row 3. Stephen Paul III, Mike Trout will be in row 4. Mike Trout comes in this race last in points, looking to improve on that as well. And in row number 5 will be rookie Daniel Gitteroke, who's looking to try and make some ground up on the top 30, starting alongside Jerry Shelley. Here's the rest of the starting grid as I hand over to Stephen for his thoughts and predictions.
So we've had 2 truck races here and 2 Hooters races, all of them in Wreckfest. The truck winners are not in this field. Time Paul won the first one, won the pole last year, but got wrecked by Jess. She wrecked half the field, and she won last season. So she could be the favorite as she has the most experience and the most wins here. We have about 5 races left to the chase. 3 guys could come into the
5 after today. We still have 6 technically.
6. Our last row is Duncan, who won the last 2 short track races, and Dixon.
You want to try that again?
Sky Commons in the center. It's going to be interesting as we go off here. Guys are going to try to make the chase, and after the command, we'll go over the scenarios here.
Speaking of which, we'll go trackside right now for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
As command has been given, top 10 in points coming into this one. Muhammad Zainadullah, with 3 wins on the season, comes in as the points leader. And it is by 45 points over Oriole Pollard, who, as we mentioned, is starting on the front row. Then it is Kev Shearer, a dominant car early on, looking to try and get back up into the points lead, is 58 back. Sam Young, a one-time winner this season, is 116 back. Then James Qualls, 129 back, is a 3-time winner. Those are the 5 drivers you can leave here as the points leader. Rest of the top 10 in points are Kyle Matthews, Hunter Braxton, Paul Swanson, Ace Rogers, and Jerry Shelley.
So Paul Swanson has a 7-1 point lead over Jerry Shelley. Bryant is 99 back. Joey, Gittero, Cole, 18, 46, 52 respectively. So if they all get in, Kev could be on the bubble, even though he's 3rd in points and Oriole's 201 points. But he's got to get the points lead Kev if they want to make the chase, because it's the same situation with Mary. Zainadullah has 3 wins, and he doesn't get the points lead advantage.
As pace car pulls off, field under control, the O2 Chevy, and the Menards 300 is green.
Wait, this race is 75 laps?
Yeah, because now we're doing that thing like that we started because of the trucks.
Last year was only 30 laps. This is 45 laps longer. This is going to be great.
As Oriole Pollard, using the outside line to his advantage, is going to get the lead off turn 2. Fitzwater getting into second around the O2.
Yeah, Fitzwater, I should just pull up last year's results.
Yeah, you probably should. As already off turn number 2, the battles for 3rd, as Oriole Pollard grabbing a much-needed 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
I'm going to tell you, the Pollards are like Milwaukee. We should bring it to the Cup schedule.
As Brian James, struggling, is still back and forth, losing the inside line there as Sam Young takes a peek. Not able to make the move, though, as Brian James will settle back into 4th now. Paul Swanson trying to chase down the 81 for 3rd, and the battle quickly for 5th between the 8 and the 1.
Yeah, so Sam Young has won a couple races here. Stephen Paul 3rd. Here comes Jerry. Trout doesn't have a win. He needs a win to get into the chase. There's Gittero and Seth
Mike
Cole.
Trout needs to just get into the top 30 before he'd even need to worry about a win.
That's very true.
As field is 3 wide behind him, Matt Duncan, Seth Cole, Daniel Gitteroke.
Yeah,
John Irvin's going to take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, 3 wide here is definitely not going to work.
Well, they got it back to 2 wide. Mohammed Zainabdullah's on the outside line right now through 3 and 4. Right now, that outside line seeming to be the line that's moving, though. As, just I say that, Jerry Shelley now trying to take advantage and take a spot away from the 92.
Yep, Pollard finished 6th in this race last year, running 8th right now, so liking the track so far. Fitzwater had, where is he? He wrecked out.
Well, Sam Young now deciding he's wanting to take another crack at the O2, not able to make it move stick down the front straightaway. As
Yeah,
James
Fitzwater.
doesn't, Sam Young's definitely a quicker car. As trouble on the back
Crash.
straightaway, caution flag flies
Jess.
early.
That's Dylan. Whoops.
Sky Commons looks to be involved as well as Mitchell Collins. Meanwhile, they're racing back to the line. Battle for fourth, though, between the 1 and the 0-2.
Eyesight getting a little grip right there as Dylan Young is surprised he could be able to hold him off.
Brian James hangs on for fourth over Sam Young.
Yep, Dylan Young in the car that won here last year with damage. Sky Commons has got damage, so the Commons wrecked out of this race last year too.
There is the 2 car with the back end damage on the BB&T Chevy.
There's a plow, almost.
And with that said, now let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened to bring out the caution for the first time today. Taking a look at what happened, 3 wide there with the 5736. They came up into the 7.
That was never going to work right there. And then, hard contact there. Dixon, who's won the last 2 short track races, doesn't look like it might happen today. I don't know how Dylan gets involved in this.
Well, we also saw skid marks on the front straightaway. I'd be willing to bet that's where that comes into play.
Well, the 89 is going to probably be a factor. Rob Evans, a rookie driver, and yep.
Oh, let's see. Ace Rogers contact there, and yep. Around goes the 2, and then because he's crossing the line, this is gonna. No, Lordigan nearly. It's Kyle.
Yeah, that's a hard hit right there. Interesting fact about the 89 team: they won the very first ever Hooters Nationwide Series race, so not doing too hot today.
It's been a rough season for that 89 team, 37 points. Let's go ahead and take you back to either pit stops or the green flag, whichever came first. Field's been given the 1 to go on lap 9, so we'll go back racing on lap 10. No one pit other than those that were pitting to repair damage and then maybe get top off of fuel because of it. Top 10 for the restart are going to be Oreo Pollard, Zachary Fitzwater, Paul Swanson, Brian James, Sam Young, Zach Flickinger, Mike Trout, Stephen Pollard III, Seth Cole, and Jerry Shelley in the 32.
Yeah, a lot of underfunded guys coming up through the field, so see how this restart can go. Hopefully Zachary doesn't take Oreo out.
As pace car is off, and we are back to racing here. As you see already, just the level of where the restart basically puts people, I guess. I don't know how I wanted to phrase that.
That was like an Indy car restart. Here comes Fitzwater. The 0-2 car gets loose up the track.
As Brian James continues to have poor handle in the corners, can't hold the bottom, and this time it might cost him the 4th position to Sam Young.
Yep, top 3 kind of separate single. The bottom line is obviously key. You want to be on the bottom.
As Sky Commons looks to be somewhat off the pace. Not hard to tell on Matt Dixon as well. Jessica Shelton trying to pass the 57. And Dylan Young actually going to try and pass the 33.
Yeah, with all that damage, still running pretty competitive.
Kev Shears stuck on that outside line right now as well. Ace Rogers nearly cuts off Lordigan. They're 3 wide here.
Yeah, 19 backs off. This is going to be death.
As 91's battling with the 40. As Enzo Nereza looks to try and get the 17th spot away from the 91. Not going to be able to make it work there. Although 91 way up the track.
Please. 9 car giving the 24 no room back there.
Hunter Braxton, James Qualls, a pair of former winners in the series, although Braxton's still yet to win this season.
Oh, looks like something.
Troubled 91's pitting.
Oh, you suck.
Steve Pollard takes the 91 MSRP Motorsports Chevy to pit lane. And not what you like to see there. Tough break for Steve Pollard. As brings it down to the attention of his crew. They go to the right side and also going to take a look under the hood.
I heard it's a coolant leak issue for the 91, so tough break for that starting park car.
As back here, they're 4 wide and around goes Flickinger. Mike Trout collected and a big wreck on the front straightaway. Mohammed Zain Abdullah's in it. Qualls is in it.
Oh, God.
Oh, they're still wrecking. He just got flipped.
Oh, God.
The Fode Sacco's got damage.
Flickinger died.
As top 4 still hadn't taken the caution. So Oreo Pollard racing back to the line.
You know that was never going to work. I mean, we saw Rex earlier last year, and they calmed down. Man, people driving over their heads.
And now top 4 officially take the yellow. And a huge wreck here on the front straightaway. 4 wide does not work on this track. Simply put. With that said, though, let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened to bring out the caution for the second time today. And taking a look at this one, we saw it live, but we didn't catch the full extent of everything. 4 wide coming off turn number 4. Contact between the 8 and the 32 gets this one started, and it's 41st and 42nd in the points that are involved as the main part of this. Giderook gets lucky. Zainadullah not as much.
Sheila got damaged. Zainadullah got a little bit damaged.
Qualls runs into the 20.
And,
it's JT Bryant that runs into the 8 and sends him up and over.
Logan got damaged in that.
Befode Sacco as well. We saw him. Dylan Young also gets a piece of it.
Now, somehow the 8 car was actually getting serviced, so I have no idea how they're alive.
Now, we saw someone up here. Sheila Shear gets a piece of it apparently as well.
Yeah, I mentioned that she hit that. I think Zainadullah got a little bit of
she hits the 8. Yeah.
Zainadullah hit somebody too. That causes that, and I think there was a secondary afterwards. Yeah, there's a 20 going around. Zainadullah's in the fence back there. 8 car is just flipping.
Amazingly. There's Lord again.
Yeah, Logren got a piece of it. Yeah, I mean, last year we saw a couple big wrecks, and we had a long green flag run. Just these guys early on just trying to get that track position, and it leads to a wreck.
And so a huge wreck there. We'll take a couple of onboards probably, and then bring you back for the restart. Onboard, Muhammad Zainadullah. Onboard, Kev Shear. Field has now been given the 1 to go signal on lap 18, which so we've gone green on lap 1, lap 9, and lap 18. Out of the race after that last incident are JT Bryant, Zach Flickinger, Sheila Shear, Muhammad Zainadullah, the points leader, Bafode Sacco, Marilyn Eskandari, and James Quall. So our 2 3-time winners this season are both out.
Wow.
Top 10 for the restart is Oriel Pollard, Zachary Fitzwater, Paul Swanson, Sam Young, Brian James, Seth Cole, Stephen Paul III, Matt Duncan, Mike Trout, and Daniel Giderook.
It's a lot of blue on the front of that restart.
As the 91 Steve Pollard and the 20 of John Irvin are both a lap down as we are back to racing.
Yeah, so let's see what happens here. Can we make it a little bit? I mean, the lap cars aren't going to help.
90 does clear the 91. 81 not as lucky.
Yeah.
Irvin did not get cleared by Sam Young either. And now Seth Cole going to try and take to the inside of the O2 as the O2 tries to use the 20 as a pick.
Yep, that's going to be a pick right there. And Seth Cole needs to get top 30 in points, and being behind the 20 is not going to help that.
As Seth Cole tried to take a gamble, not going to pay off either, as now he's also going to lose a spot to Stephen Paul III in the 92. Here comes Matt Duncan to the outside of the 12.
Hasn't got a top 5 yet this season, highest in points.
Highest in points that doesn't have one, yeah.
Correct.
As now Seth Cole finally gets to the inside of the 20, and now Matt Duncan gets blocked in by the 20.
Yeah, everybody look at... Oh, Rob Evans just got shot off the track by Eskandari back there.
Eskandari's out of the race.
Whoever's in the 40s then.
40s ends on a Reza. How did you get that messed up?
It's a little late. I think I'm going to bed after this.
Hunter Braxton now trying to pass Enzo Nareza, and Ace Rogers there as well. All good buddies off the track here. Trying to battle for the 11th position.
Yeah, Hunter Braxton has 1 win in the 42 car last year, so trying to get that second career win.
2 wins.
He won somewhere else apparently, so I was wrong.
As Mike Trout, Rob Evans now battling for position.
Mike Trout is last in points, which is pretty fitting, as Zach Flinginger passed him last weekend.
Wow. As Evans now gets to the inside, Braxton's going to get blocked in behind the 20. Meanwhile, up front, the 90 has been passed by the 91.
Well, I'm hoping we get that caution.
As now Oriole Pollard having to deal with Steve Pollard in front of him, and now has no lap car in between him and the 81 of Fitzwater.
Yeah, that's a lot of blue for the lead right there.
Well, only one of them is battling for the lead.
And we got Stephen Paul the third and sixth, so if he can get through at 3 cars, we're going to have the Paul at top, I guess the top 2 duo or lap machine duo.
Seth Cole all over the back bumper of that 92 right now, looking for a way around him.
Yep, Seth, he was 39th in points a long way back. He got the win at Charlotte with good strategy and has been trying to make that chase. Seth has been a long-time driver in the series.
Currently 35th in the points. We'll have to wait and see what his plans for next season are. Series officials trying to do a little bit, for all 3, trying to do some measures that will limit the amount of races that Cup regulars can run in other series, plus just anyone running a lower series.
I forgot we turned into NASCAR 2017, but I guess that's the implications. Here comes Seth Cole to the bottom side.
A little bit of just variety in the field. Less people running all 3 series. As Seth Cole tried to make the move on Pollard, not going to make it stick. Now, does that open the door for Matt Duncan in the 6 car? Yes or no? Not quite.
Whenever this goes up, Seth is definitely looking forward to the Cup race at Darlington, as he was a former Southern 500 winner. But he's trying to get the job done here today first.
As right now, this is the battle for the 6th position, as the 12 might have just moved the 92.
We'll return the favor in the Cup race.
Either way, though, Stephen Paul III hangs on to 6th, now trying to attack the 02 car for 5th.
You know, something I noticed, it looks like the high side might have a little bit more grip if you dart it on the bottom just enough to get the draft.
It definitely works better in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 looks to be a little bit more equal, but definitely 1 and 2, high side's where you want to be.
So if we stay green, we might have a green flag pit stop. Remember, 45 more laps in this race was last year. So. And
new tires definitely mattering at least a little bit, because we know that the 91 put at least right sides on when they were dealing with the coolant issue. And they are starting to kind of pull a gap a little bit on the 90.
If we win this race, can we at least get a Red Bull
Caution is out. Matt Hamill's around. And that is exactly what the 91 needed.
Yes, it does. And we're definitely going to see pit stops, most likely.
And doesn't look like any other issues. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened for the 61 to bring out the caution for the 3rd time today. Well, taking a look at what happened coming off turn number 2, Mitchell Collins
36.
makes contact with the 48, down into the 49, and Matt Hamill just innocent victim there. Mitchell Collins takes a lick to the front end of his car. Lordigan takes a shot to the left side on the inside wall.
Would have been funny if the 61 was on the bottom and just shot in front of the track in that paint scheme.
Either way, though, simple spin there for both cars, and we'll go ahead and take it back to the restart. Or pit stops, either or. And indeed, underneath this caution, Oriole Pollard would lead the field down to the pits as John Irvin stays out for at least one extra lap, although I'm pretty sure that's because he's a lap down. So.
Did someone get the pit wall back there?
No, I don't think so. I think what you saw was someone had like the first pit stall in.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw somebody. And, yep. Who has Robert's pit? Oh, that's it. It's Brian James.
A few drivers actually staying out there.
The 61
stays out.
We're going to burn the whole tires off.
As 4 tires on the 90. Also 4 tires on the 02 and the 1. Tight exit there for Oriole Pollard, but he will win the race off pit lane. Fitzwater 2nd. Swanson, Stephen Paul 3rd, and Brian James, the top 5 off pit lane.
Who stayed out? That's a better question.
As staying out, Matt Hamill, Cole Deaver, and Jerry Shelley. All drivers who had to pit for damage earlier on in the race.
Matt Hamill, oh dear Lord.
Ready for another 61 caution. Actually, but either way, we'll go back to the restart. Field gets the one to go on lap 31, and we're set to go racing once again as there are no drivers a lap down. No one took their car behind the wall underneath the caution. And as mentioned, because he stayed out, the race leader now is the 32 of Jerry Shelley. 2nd is Cole Deaver, and 3rd is Matt Hamill. Top 3 did not pit. Then it's Oriole Pollard, Zachary Fitzwater, Paul Swanson, Brian James, Stephen Paul III, Matt Duncan and Seth Cole, the top 10, with Sam Young, Rob Evans, Enzo Nareza, Hunter Braxton, Trevor Collins, Mary Shelley, Mike Trout, Daniel Gitteroke, Johnny Gardner, and Andrew Miller, the top 20.
Well, we saw Steve Pollard able to hold off Oreo on the new tires there, so I don't really have much hope for these guys on the older set, but who knows?
As the pace car is off, and we're back to racing once again.
What a restart by the 61.
As Jerry Shelley makes quick work of the 20, already going to the race lead, or trying to clear the 20 and put him a lap down, I should say.
Yeah, like I said, 20 still holding the line right there.
Oriole Pollard already trying to make the move on the 61. And meanwhile, Paul Swanson trying to pass Zachary Fitzwater as well. Oriole now makes the move on the 33. That's for second.
Yep, as he's trying to
And he's also going to try and he's going to use the 20 as a pick down the front straightaway.
Yep, Hamill actually making it past the Diva. Didn't expect that.
As Hamill washes up the track, though.
Hamill runs out of talent.
Contact there between the 61 and the 33 through turns 1 and 2.
Now, I wonder if that's tire wear on the 61, because he did spin pretty good. He burned the tires up pretty bad.
As Cole Deaver still stuck behind the 20, and his whole strategy of staying out, going by the wayside already here.
Oh.
3 wide with Fitzwater now.
And the 20 is going to be a courteous lap car.
At least in that situation. Brian James loses the nose. Might be 3 wide with the 92 there. Not able to, not quite actually.
Jerry Shelley's about to get overtaken by Oreo right here.
As side by side for the race lead between the 90 and the 32. How long can Jerry Shelley hang on to this one?
That 90 car is strong, man.
As the 90 leads the lap. Well, how much of that
90...
is he strong, or how much of it is that also people seem to not be able to make a move?
Well, you know what? Oreo's the only Pollard who's not won any of the series, so he's trying to get that monkey off the back.
As field getting separated up front. Brian James now clears the 61. Stephen Paul III now tries to take a shot at this as well. Has to check up through 1, 3, and 4. 3 wide with the 6 and the 1.
6 gonna get hooked right here.
Contact there between the 6 and the 61 off turn 4.
Yeah, right there. Nareza is in the back half of the top 10. Cole Deaver drops out, so staying
as Matt Duncan now tries to make the move on the 92.
Whoa.
I think we might be under
Nareza.
yellow again.
Maybe yellow?
No, never mind. I thought we were. Paul Swanson now trying to make the move on the 32. And he'll make that move stick and clears him off turn number 4.
The only thing that might be advantage for those people to stay up.
Okay, never mind. I thought 33 was going around there for a moment. Sam Young trying to pass the 92.
If we can somehow stay green, those guys will short pit, and they'll have the advantage over the guys that they have to pit again.
Well, but also, how much time are they going to lose, though, in staying out? That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the 32 is at least staying up here a little bit better.
Yeah, that's because he was the leader, so he had the advantage of that right there.
Well, also, he didn't get shoved up out of line. I think Deaver could have hung on to it at least a little bit, but just unfortunately got shoved up out of line.
61's going to cause a crash. He is just dreadfully slow.
As Matt Hamill still falling back, so already falling out of the top 10, now battling Hunter Braxton for the 11th position. Meanwhile, Kev Shears trying to battle with Trevor Collins.
Yep, as the Roush Gutierrez at the bottom, the 16, 60, and the 17 all on the bottom side of the racetrack.
And 3 wide, Rob Evans.
Nope, not gonna work.
They make that work. Kev's now going to get to the inside of the 61.
Yeah, with troubles with Zeta Dula, Kev is trying to take the points lead. Now, Kev, if he doesn't have a win, he has to be the points lead to get in the chase.
Well, to guarantee a spot in the chase. Right now, he would be in the chase if we started today. If the chase had started today, he would have been in. Put it that way.
I'm pretty positive the 90s never won in the Hooters series, so we can see that for the first time.
It's probably a pretty safe bet. As now Fitzwater trying to make a move on the 32.
Yep, as he's going to go.
The reason why I say it's a pretty safe bet is probably it hasn't really run all that much anyway.
Yeah, I can't think of any other season that would have been used. Mel, my lord, the 6 car washed up the hill right there.
As Matt Duncan trying to make a move on Brian James, while James tried to go to the outside of Fitzwater.
The woeful 6 is trying to get up here. They didn't have a good season with P.J. Williams last year either.
Stephen Paul III's on the outside of Sam Young. Moved the 1 car up to the 7th position now. As Nareza going to try and follow through as well.
Yeah, with Dylan Young, Escudar, and Dixon having problems, this is just what Seth needs while he's running in 10th right here. Jerry
And
Shelley
Sam
getting
Young
held up.
clears the 92 off turn 2. Battle still raging on for third, though, between the 81 and the 32. This going on 3 seconds behind the race lead.
Yeah, Oripol is kind of checked out a little bit on the old. Not really
Well,
on
the
the
03 is
of
kind of running similar lap times.
He might get him in a long stretch. Might be having
Yeah,
better
like
longer
only
car.
a couple hundreds off.
Yeah, Jerry Shelley doing really good on those old tires.
Well, as you say that, though, Brian James nearly got to his left rear. James trying to hang on, trying to find a way around the 32, because obviously now that outside line not where it was, where he needed to be because of the 32. Matt Duncan now clears the 32 off turn 4. That's for fourth. Here comes Sam Young now to make the move on the 02 car.
Yep, and the 6 car is running, what is it, fourth, the top 5 right there.
Yep, looking for their first top 5 of the season for Matt Duncan.
Set to go way out of the groove.
Yep. I'm not quite sure what Matt Duncan's best career finish would be, actually, truth be told. I think last season he was in the... When he made his rookie debut, he was in the 50. That was... He did have one top 5. He has one career top 5. And that, to be fair, his rookie season was 2 seasons ago. He didn't run last year.
Yeah. Running in the Cup this year, too.
Yep. Made the move up to Cup, so running both of them. Could be
With the
part of the
best
reason why
finish.
he's been struggling on the Cup side.
Yeah, well, he's only made like a handful, right? Best finish of 4th at Bristol. In his debut race, though, so I'll give him that.
As now Sam Young battling with Jerry Shelley. Jerry Shelley,
Yeah.
I admire the idea, obviously. For one, it also got him 5 bonus points for leading a lap, so there is that aspect.
I think the channel name is LP Lamp or something like that, the Shelley's channel, or Foundation.
LHP Florida, is that what you're meaning?
Yeah, hey, listen, we want to see Jerry and Tom back in the Cup Series next year. Make it happen.
You probably have a better chance of trying to ask that through Discord, truth be told.
I'll put Amanda Shelley in the 32.
As Jerry Shelley now trying to hang on, Brian James finally got away to the inside, but now Enzo Nareza going to try and pin the 02 back up on that outside line.
Fun fact about Jerry, he ran the inaugural Cup Series. I don't think he won a race, but he had a top 5 at least.
No, it was James that didn't win the original season.
What was Jerry?
Jerry was the 32, or was the 23 car.
Yeah.
And then he was
in
the
the
27 in season 2.
Yeah.
As caution flag flies once again.
That relates to big lead.
And this time it was Mitchell Collins, Sky Commons again.
The bad, the good, and the ugly of Sky Collins and Mitchell Collins.
As those two have been around each other a lot today, and it looks like it might be day over for the 10, and indeed it is. As trouble on the back straightaway as well, that just led into turn 3. Let's take a look at what happened. They bring out the caution once again. Taking a look at what happened coming off turn number 2. This time it's going to be Dylan Young getting into the 33. 27 innocent victim on this one.
Well, same story, same note. Last year was Time Paul and Mary Shelley, and this year it's
and Dylan Young nearly got into the wall there. But
so
then,
the 2 card takes out another card this year. It's right here, Collins.
And so Sky Commons innocent victim as well. Just wrong place, wrong time as the 36 drills the 27.
Yeah, they were having some some brake issues in the 36 car.
And with that said, caution flag flies once again. Let's take you back to either the green flag or pit stops. We had a decent green flag run there, and it would be Oriole Pollard once again leading the field down to the pit lane, as you see the 36 getting service there.
Yeah, 32s actually ended up 6th, so that was kind of a good strategy. Let's see if anybody else tries to pull the same thing.
Well, obviously it'd have to be someone that stayed out or that pit the first time, as Fitzwater nearly runs over the 03.
Yeah, that would have been.
John Irvin stays out, as they're gonna obviously have to pit the second time around. Does anyone actually try 2 tires as well, maybe? Yeah. And Fitzwater does. So strategy on pit lane this time, 2 tires for the 81 and the 03. 02 is third off pit lane. Was it the 1 or the 92 for fourth?
Where the hell happened to the 90?
As the 90 of Oriole Pollard takes 4 tires and is going to come out deep in the field.
Well, it's time to get that Jeff Gordon pit crew.
So with that said, now let's go ahead and take you back to the restart. Field's been given the one to go on lap 50. No one stayed out this time as Trevor Germain had to take his car behind the wall. Engine failure on the 76. 36 and 10 also behind the wall due to the incident. Zachary Fitzwater, though, is the race leader over Paul Swanson, Brian James, Sam Young, Stephen Paul III, Matt Duncan, Trevor Collins, Seth Cole, Enzo Nareza, and Kev Shear, the top 10. The dominant car today is all the way back in 13th.
But with 4 Mr. Feelgoods.
Last year's winner, Jessica Shelton, right now running in 18th.
You call it 22nd after being a lap down.
And the green flag is already back out. We're underway once again. Brian James going to go to the inside of the 03 and try and take advantage of the 20 this time around.
Yeah, I sense a wreck. All 20 cars, 03 tried it.
Swanson couldn't quite make it work with the 2 tires there. Now this time, Sam Young going to try and take third away. Brian James still getting stuck behind the 20, though.
Yeah, Fitzwater's trying to get his second. He won a twin rig last year. And, man, he had 2 heartbreaking losses this year, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he crash at Lime Rock or something?
Probably. As 2 of the Roush cars, Trevor Collins, Matt Duncan, battling for the 6th position now.
Yeah, Trevor won the one earlier in the season. I don't remember where, but he did win.
That would have been at Pick Stadium.
Yeah, with his brother finishing second there. Followed up on the high side.
As Matt Duncan gets the spot away for 6th. Now going to try and take 5th away from the 92 of Stephen Paul III. As both of them drive it hard into turn 1.
Brian won the Orlando race right here as Fitzwater trying to get that second career win, like I mentioned.
And he's Brian James has not been able to get around the 20.
Yeah, Brian Fitzwater is way out of the chase grid, so.
I mean, you say that. It's only 129 points out, and he's getting the most points he possibly could right now.
Yeah, that'd be an all-point win, too, that Fitzwater would need, having a struggling year in that. What team is this? I can't think of the name.
McDonald Motorsports or something like that?
Yeah, McDonald Motorsports, you're right. 6 car coming down the inside of Stephen Paul III there. 90 has not...
Sam Young couldn't quite make the move stick. Stephen Paul III tries to fill the gap on the outside. That might open the door for the 6, but here comes Kev Shear around the outside of the 16.
Yeah, high side is definitely good. Got some grip right there as he's... Well, that's not going to pull it
Now he's going to try and use the outside to get it past the 6 of Matt Duncan into turn 1.
Mary Shelley in 10th. That's the first time we've seen Mary up in the top 10 today.
Yep. And actually making that high side work for him is Kev. He's up to 7th, trying to get 6th away from the 6 car.
Yeah, multi-group racing. Does Swanson won this season? I know he won in the Trucker Series.
He's not won in Hooters Series competition, actually.
Yeah, he won the Trucks race a few weeks ago, a couple months ago at Martinsville. So.
Well, I'm meaning he hasn't won, period, in Hooters Series competition.
Yeah, rumored to go up the Cup.
And didn't win either.
Rumored to go up the Cup. We'll see what happens, but
right now, Fitzwater has gapped the field by a second, all because they could not catch the 20. As Pollard now trying to battle for 3rd with the 03 car. Kev trying to take a peek to the inside of the 1. And now Trevor Collins going around the outside of Matt Duncan. That is for 7th.
Yeah, high side's got a lot of momentum. Hunter Braxton moves into the top 10. Also, Seth Cole drops out.
And Oriole Pollard on those 4 fresh tires up to 11th now.
Yeah, I got a long way to go right there.
And Kev's going to go around the outside of the 92. This would be for 5th position.
Yeah, Pollard's got a strong car. It just that when you got clean air like Fitzwater had, it's easy to pull away, and there's not a lot of damaged lap cars to help him.
And Kev's showing that he's had some stuff in the tank, just wasn't in the right spot to make any of it work. Now moving up through the field around the outside of the 92 for 5th place.
Yeah, and Trevor Collins, Kev knows he's got to take the points lead from Oriole, or he's not going to be in the chase, so he's got to drive a little desperation right there.
He was 13 points behind the 90 coming in. I see the 90 right there just on the outside of the top 10.
Yeah, they're going to be coming strong. They got the best car right there.
Well, they've looked like they've had the best car today. Mary Shelley, one of the favorites among the garage area, now starting to work her way up as well, as there are 3 Roush cars under a blanket here.
Oh, way up there. 3 wide almost. Mary was in the race lead till she got wrecked with Time Powell last year, so she can come back up
right
here.
Now, Paul Swanson, Sam Young continue to battle for the third position here. Here comes the 92 around the outside of the 5 now.
Yeah, Paul gets a little loose on the corner right there.
And the 02 is starting to catch the 81 again as Brian James now is caught back up to the back bumper of the 20, I mean.
Yeah, this is getting intense right here. Everybody kind of under a blanket. Paul trying to make that high line back there. Here he comes.
As Kev to the back bumper of the 1 almost pushed Sam Young into turn number 3.
Yeah, 90 is strong. He just passed 2 cars on the high side back there. He's just getting by the 9.
Well, he's getting by the 9. He's going to try and pass the 60. This is the battle for 10th with the 90 and the 9. Matt Duncan in front of him, though, so Pollard with nowhere to go. Jerry Shelley used strategy to get up into the top 10. Now is running in 13th, also on the outside of the top 10.
Yeah, with 14 to go, tired man, but doesn't mean nothing. It's just all about pushing now.
As Swanson's going to clear the 1. That is for 3rd. Now
Brian
can
James.
Kev do anything with the 1?
Yeah, Brian James is 0.7, now 80 back, so he's not too far out for it. If Fitzwater makes a mistake, he can catch him.
Meanwhile, now that outside line is clear for Oriole Pollard to be able to use, but now he's got to have to contend with the 16.
Yeah, whole Roush parade on the bottom. There goes Duncan on the bottom side of the track.
Matt Duncan trying to take a spot away from the 92. And I think at
90.
this point we've run enough laps where those 4 tires might have balanced out a little bit for Oreo.
Yeah, might have just been a little bit. His car is so strong. He might have a shot before the end of this.
As Oreo
Right
going
there,
to try
wow.
and take a spot away from the 6 to the inside of turn number 1.
Crossover move on Duncan there, but Duncan going to get that high side momentum.
And
right
the
there.
battle for 3rd has been reignited now with the 1 and the 03. Kev's going to try and go to the outside maybe here of the 1.
Yeah, Sam Young was the Atlanta winner. He also won the All-Star race this year, so Sam's having a decent season. I think he even won a truck race at Vegas.
And
too.
here comes Kev around the outside of Sam Young for 4th.
Yeah, you take out Brian James and Fitzwater, this would be a great battle for the lead.
As Kev clears Sam Young down into turn number 1, John Irvin is starting to catch the 81 despite the damage.
Yeah, I wonder, maybe he took 4 tires and the 81 took 2. That could be a good possibility.
That's the only thing I can think of because of how far off the pace that 20 was earlier. So 4 tires still do mean something as Kev now trying to take the fight to the 03 using the inside line though.
Yep, as he's trying to get 3rd. Remember, like I mentioned, trying to get the points. So Rob Evans and Johnny Gardner are stuck at the
Matt
back
Duncan
half.
sticks one in on the 92. Kev trying to use the inside line to his advantage. It's not been the line that's been able to work, but can Kev make it work for him?
Sam Young trying to make it 3 wide almost.
Sam Young took a peek, couldn't quite make it stick, or thought better of it, one or the other. As the battle for 3rd rages on now between the 03 and the 5. Oriole Pollard trying to go around the outside of the 6 for 7th.
He's going to run out of laps right there, down to 66.6 to the race lead here, but I think Fitzwater is going to be able to hang on.
As the problem for Oreo is they are 2 by 2 in front of him for both 3rd and for 5th. As now Sam Young looking to the outside of Kev. Kev dives it in on Swanson into turn 3 though.
Yeah, Kev cannot clear Swanson to save his life.
Swanson gets that outside run again. Oriole Pollard now goes around the outside of the 92, going to the inside of the 1 into turn 1.
If he makes this 3 wide pass and sticks, he can make up 4 seconds. And that car is strong enough. 3 wide, all they're going to wreck right here,
Nearly
though.
3 wide there. Gardner going to the outside of the 92.
That 90 car is on rails.
As Kev dives it in again into turn 3.
And does the
Oriole
90
Pollard boxed in behind the 5 and the 1.
He's got to go. If he can clear it, he'll win this race. That car is that strong.
The gap holding station up front right now at around 6 to 7 tenths of a second.
They are so close. I feel like we're watching an SS race.
As still battling for 3rd in front of Oriole Pollard. Sam Young gets the drive off turn number 2 though.
Yep, here comes the 90 car down the inside. 90 at the lift right there.
As through 3 and 4, Sam Young gets the drive off again, but here comes Oriole Pollard. Swanson hanging on to 3rd for the time being.
What can Oreo do? Oreo's got to force the issue here, because I know it's 5 seconds, but he can make it up how good that car is.
But he's running out of time. 7 laps to go, 6 at the stripe, as the 20 is all over the back of the 81.
Yep, Hamill trying to make passes back here. 20 card. The 20 catch the 81. That's going to make it interesting.
Can John Irvin do anything with Fitzwater? Could we see Fitzwater turned away by a lap car here at Milwaukee?
Now, you remember when we saw Lime Rock, he got wrecked by a lap car and took himself out of the race.
No.
And he had a
Lime Rock, he won.
Who won Lime Rock?
Fitzy.
Oh, he has a win this year?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that was really bad. That's the second. Wow,
I even mentioned it earlier in this race.
Wow, he's trying to go for his third career win. Wow,
that's... As John Irvin all over the back bumper right now. They're still battling for third. It's now it's Sam Young and Paul Swanson going at it for third.
It's going to be checkers for records at this point.
5 laps to go here at Milwaukee. As Swanson trying to hang on to third for his life.
He's been hanging on pretty damn good.
Oriole Pollard to the outside of the 5.
He's been hanging on amazingly.
Just too little too late as Sam Young might have the 03 cleared.
It's about time.
Swanson gets the drive off, but it's not enough. Swanson back to 4th as Sam Young clears off turn 4.
Kev Shear's like, oh man, here we go again.
Kev now trying to get by the 03 as Oriole Pollard trying to help the 03 get around him as well and pass the 5 for himself.
Oh, we got to go back there. 83 and the 6th almost died.
Jerry Shelley looking for a way around the 88 and the 92. 3 wide between 2 Roush cars and a Junior Motorsports car.
3 Roush cars. There's 4 Roush cars in that shot.
The 6, 60, and 83. 3 wide for the 10th position.
They are racing hard. Oh, my God, Mary.
A little bit of a dent to the front end of that Save-A-Lot Ford for car number 60. 3 laps to go. There's 3 wide still down the back straightaway.
Jack Roush is having
Gap
a stroke
is under 6/10 for the race lead.
Yeah, he's having a stroke.
As Brian James is pitting with 2 to go. No way. Fuel might be an issue for the leaders.
No, Fitzwater's just got to coast. He just got to have to coast.
Does Fitzy have to pit as they'll come to the white? He has a 6.5 second lead now.
There's no way he pits. He's just literally, he can run out of gas and still win.
Caution! Flag flies as they're coming to the white. This isn't over.
Can I go to bed, please?
Fitzy's gonna have to hang on for a green-white checkered. And Oriole Pollard in 3rd.
You gotta be crapping me.
As the caution flag flies late. And that might have just saved Brian James from going a lap down.
You gotta be crapping me.
Yes, it did. So let's take a look at what happened to bring out the caution. Taking a look at coming off turn number 4, it involved the 99 and the 12 here. And it was a late decision to pit for Mike Trout, it looks like, or something happened coming off turn 4.
Can you say that was a swing and miss?
You probably could.
And then, okay, well, somebody
Trout
plowed
gets
him.
hit by the 27.
I think the 27 is everything but the pace car.
So you're saying he's not perfect?
No.
As not what Zachary Fitzwater wanted to see, as he'll have to hang on for a 2-lap shootout here at Milwaukee. Field rolling through turns 3 and 4. Zachary Fitzwater with 2 laps between him and a 2nd win this season.
Yep, Oriole Pollard behind him, the best car. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, the dominant car, not necessarily the best car, but he had the dominant car so far today. Sam Young starting alongside Paul Swanson also in row 2. As the green flag is back out, we're underway once again. Stephen Pollard 3rd, Kev Shear in row 3.
Yeah, 90 car's going to see if he can get to that bumper right there.
As going through turn number 1, Sam Young trying to use the outside line to his advantage. Trouble there. There goes the 90 around in front of the field.
And that's good when Fitzwater.
Oh, big wreck.
God. Jesus. Well, those changes didn't work.
Oh, God. Big wreck back there.
Still wrecking.
still probably issues as Fitzwater out in front by a mile over Paul Swanson.
That is an exact repeat of what happened last year.
Sam Young third, Kev Shears fourth, Pollard in fifth. The battle right now is for sixth, it looks like.
I don't know what just happened. The whole field died, and Fitzwater's got a huge lead.
As Braxton trying to get the move done on Gardner. As through 3 and 4 for the final time. Trouble on the back straightaway as it's Fitzwater who will win.
Yep, that's Fitzwater's second top 5 of the season.
And only his third top 10.
Well, Hunter Braxton benefits
Swanson
from that.
second, Sam Young third. Kev Shear works his way through all that for a fourth place finish.
And we'll take the points lead.
Stephen Pollard the third, fifth. Gardner, Braxton, Mary, and Jerry Shelley. And Rob Evans rounding out the top 10.
Where's Jess? Jess got
14th for Jess.
So Fitzwater will definitely not move into the top 30 in points.
Oh!
They get closer, and Mary
That
Shelley
was
died.
Mary Shelley.
And this race just goes to more crap. Lorigan out. Man, that was just, I don't know, man.
Steven, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm going to bed after this, but Fitzwater wins. His second win, like the last 4 races, his third career win. Yeah, if Fitzwater makes the chase, he's going to be a threat for sure.
How about second and last 3?
Yeah, Fitzwater's doing pretty good. Sam Young with a third place run. Kev with that points lead. Now that Kev being the points lead is very valuable. Let me just check some of these scenarios here real quick. Paulo with a top 5. We haven't seen him much in the top 5 this season. Gardner with another.
Worth mentioning while you're looking at that, Andrew Miller, 16th, keeps up the streak he's got going, where he's the last remaining driver who has not DNF'd a race this season.
Right. So Paul Swanson, who finished second, was 71 points ahead of Jerry Shelley and 99 over JT, and that's definitely going to be extended. Joey was 18 points, but he hit, like I said, everything but the pace car and managed a 22nd place finish. 30th in points was Jess, and Dylan finished the race in 20th, so gaining a little points there. Dixon crashed out. No, Dixon was 25th. Gittero was 46. Seth was 52. Seth had Seth died at the end. Gittero didn't have a good race. So the next race is, I believe, is a road course. Am I wrong? Am I right?
You are very much wrong.
It's going
Michigan.
to be... Oh, God. We're having a triple header weekend in Michigan. So that's kind of a wild card race, as everybody's going to be gutting, that would be a super speedway one. So, yeah, look forward to Michigan. We got either trucks or... we got Dover coming up.
This was either a standalone weekend for itself, or we had trucks or cup, one or the other, if not
Dover,
both.
Darlington,
We'll have to wait and see.
Tough break for Oriole Pilot, too. That was like a same exact repeat of what happened last year, and, yeah, that wasn't really fun.
On the bright side, at least we didn't have to worry about caution, though. With that said, though, congrats to Zachary Fitzwater on getting his third career win, his second on the season. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. Leave a comment down below if you weren't watching the premiere chat with it, or weren't in the premiere chat with us, I should say. But either way, for Stephen Paul III, I'm Gordon Fan291. You've been watching a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Hey, Jermaine Racing, you're paying for that 90 car.